war of conquest is failing. Russia's economy is now a backwater, isolated and struggling. Russia's military has lost half its territory it once occupied. Quote, we have no fear, nor should anyone in the world have it. Putin thought Ukraine was weak and the West was divided.
Ukraine will soon mark 1 year since Russia's invasion of its territory. In view of this, US President Joe Biden made a surprise visit to Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, amid air raid siren sounds. There could not have been a bigger gesture of solidarity than the US President's surprise visit to the war-torn country. A highly secret and historic event, this visit took months of planning by a handful of Biden government's senior-most officials. Kyiv and the Kremlin were informed of this visit only hours before Biden's departure in a bid to avoid the unthinkable while Biden was on the ground. A statement from the White House read, "Today, President Biden is in Kyiv to reaffirm America's unwavering commitment to Ukraine's democracy, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. The United States of America will stand with the Ukrainian people for as long as it takes." Vowing Washington's unflagging commitment to defending the territorial integrity of Ukraine, Biden announced an additional $500 million in US assistance, on top of more than $50 billion already provided, including shells for howitzers, anti-tank missiles, air surveillance radars, and other aid, but no new advanced weaponry. He recalled the Ukrainian president's visit to the US last year and hailed the Ukrainians for their rather amazing confidence and strength and assured them of their unwavering support throughout these tough times.
Mr. President, I'm delighted to be able to repay your visit to our country. In Washington, not long ago you told the Congress, quote, we have no fear, nor should anyone in the world have it, end of quote. You and all Ukrainians, Mr. President, remind the world every single day what the meaning of the word courage is. All sectors of your economy, all walks of all life. It's astounding. Astounding. Remind us that freedom is priceless. It's worth fighting for as long as it takes. And that's how long we're going to be with you, Mr. President, for as long as it takes.
The main purpose behind the visit, according to US officials, was Biden's attempt at engaging Zelenskyy in a detailed and urgent discussion about the next phase of war, which is said to have arrived at a critical juncture. The future of the war will largely be dependent on the continued support of the US. As much as the visit was reassuring for the Ukrainians, it was also a reminder for the Americans that the stakes of war are not limited to Ukrainian territory. Instead of the usual Air Force One aircraft that usually ferries a US president, Joe Biden boarded a smaller Air Force C-32 plane with a small group of senior advisors, one reporter and one photographer who was sworn to secrecy. Since the Ukrainian airspace has been shut down for flights, Biden landed in Poland and took a 10-hour train journey to reach Kyiv. All this while the US air assets were deployed and actively keeping a watch on the situation underneath. The White House took great risks and a very small inner circle of confidants were involved into the planning and sending of a president into a war zone where the US had no control over the airspace, a step which was no less than daunting. The visit was a clear message to Russia and China, one which has been destroying Ukraine for its own vested interests and the other which has been at war with the US in its quest to be the center of global economy.